You want me to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Dean Lopez with DX Trailers over here in Wolford, Texas, and we got Crockett Carruthers, and he's with the Wealthy Cowboy Show, of course, as you all know, and we had the pleasure of building him and his wife a bed for their pickups, and of course a 23-foot by 78-inch wide stock trailer or stock combo, and it was kind of a neat build. I just kind of wanted to go through it and kind of introduce the whole trailer to y'all and kind of show what we did for y'all and things we did different and new ideas that we actually came up with together. That
totally custom.
Yeah, totally custom. And every trailer we build like this is we're gonna call it the Crockett series, so or the Wealthy Cowboy series, whatever you want to come up with. But so here we got a 23 by 78-inch wide trailer. This is a first trailer we ever made with a white or different color roof than the rest of the trailer. We've moved over into paints recently, like I've talked to you about. We used to powder coat everything, and we've learned that powder coating is not always the best like you think it was going to be. So we put an industrial grade, a commercial industrial grade wet paint now is what we started using on it. But so that's the idea behind the paint.
Is that where you run all the auxiliary lights?
Yep. So this trailer is actually a little bit more unique. This is one of the very first goosenecks we've ever actually sold without a hydraulic jack, and you didn't want one, which is totally fine. But we went ahead and made it to where the power, usually the power of the hydraulic jack runs all your auxiliary lights, but we went ahead and just put the power source in there, made it rechargeable to where you could always run your auxiliary lights, and we stuck your light switches out of the weather, still weather guard light switches that run every light in this trailer, except of course your running lights and blinkers, of course, but like inside, interior, exterior, I mean, you should have to be.
I like that it's not hooked up and
you bet.
Turn them
I
on.
mean, if say you do have your saddles at your house in there and you're unsaddling at night, fixing to go somewhere the next day or something like that, you don't have to be plugged into your truck. And on top of that, you can leave them on all night long. Next day you're going to be recharged. I mean, you've got a solar panel built in right up here on top, and it also charges off your truck when you're driving down the road. So we've got several cool little key features that just make it user friendly. You know how it is when you're trying to go somewhere nice and you don't like reaching over the bed rails of your truck getting dirty. Of course, we did that for your gooseneck lock. Go ahead and, yep, crank, open her up. So this is the 3-foot tack room side. This is for your saddles. Adjustable saddle racks, bridle racks. We do our bridle racks a little different. We round them off up here. It's like a half pipe pretty much. Keep leather from cracking, of course. You can hang, cinches and stuff like that or whatever up here on the bottom. Adjustable saddle racks, like I said before, real easy to adjust or move in and out. Rubber over everything that can be scratched. In the tack rooms, we try to think through everything for our customers. Real good seal, keep everything inside perfectly out of the weather and all that good stuff. As you can see up here in the nose of the trailer, you also have your battery, which is a power source in the whole nine for that. All slammed shut, excuse the dust. Close that up. Perfect. Real simple latches, everything.
I like y'all put this
Yep.
on here.
So Crockett, he wanted everything to be dog proof on this trailer. So this was our actually second run at ever doing anything with dogs on a livestock trailer or stock trailer. Inside we put D-rings, we put rubber behind, that way when the paint does rub up and things just don't sit there and clash on the metal. A light up here in this front little stud, a dog proof door. Dogs can't go over or below it. Air vents in the front and in the back on the dog box, which we'll get to there next. You can open the air vents, Crockett, from inside and out on this trailer. We just double dumped just to make dang sure that everything was going to be sturdy enough and thought through. So I couldn't actually find one that you can open from inside and out. So that's the reason why we use those. So you got a Shelby Lifetime floor, the tongue groove. Brought to you by Shelby. Peaked roof helps keep your paint on top of the roof. On the exterior end, you know, weather always flowing off of it. Never just anything really ever getting trapped. It all should roll off. And that's what the peak roof for. We caulk everything in here. Try to make sure everything's welded enough, but not welded to the point where we get a warp or something. And so we always try to stick a real heavy compound caulking in between welds and stuff like that. That way the customers never do see any bare metal or anything like that, or any cracks and stuff. So, yep. Toolbox for a floor jack. Rubber coated. Here's your keys for all the dog boxes, but we put rubber down on the bottom, that way nothing ever gets too banged up. Two 8,000-pound axles and 14-ply tires. Most of our trailers always come equipped with 8,000-pound axles, unless the customer says anything differently. There's not a big price difference. Everything always comes with 14-ply tires. Never will you see anything come off this lot that is gonna haul something with 14 plies or with 10 plies. It all comes with 14s. I mean, not big price difference, and it was just something we always value to try to be a little bit more quality, a little more step ahead of everybody else.
A lot of times when you get tires from the factory, they're just trash.
They're just 10 plies. Yeah, they come in on a sea container. Yeah. So as you can tell, they're good ones, and we use Dexter axles on everything. These 8,000-pound axles, they're actually oil bath, and there's where you fill them, check them. I've had people have mixed feelings about oil bath and stuff like that, but for the most part, we've had the best luck with oil bath always. So we just feel like that was the route we needed to take on them. Anything under 8,000 pound will be regular bearings, grease bearings. So we used to have a little ladder here. We did away with that. We put this step in there. We just figured have it as safe as you can for horses and stuff, pawing horses and stuff. We try to think through all that kind of stuff when we build stuff. We're building stuff to either haul animals, feed animals, or work animals. So you've always got to make sure you're always paying attention with that kind of stuff when it comes to that. You know how it is. So. Yep. So you ordered butterfly back gates, and so that's what we ended up putting on this trailer. That's actually the most commonly sold gate, especially in our area. So our rear gates, you got two LED load lights at the back that are all controlled. Your cut gate has a swinging gate, as you can see in it, and you can kind of hide behind it over here and sort out of it. Get a sorting stick if you needed to. It's all slammed shut. Yes, sir. Another thing we always listen to, especially like when you guys pull out of here today, this trailer has very little rattle. I mean, if not any. I mean, that's just one thing. I feel like a lot of trailers are probably built right, Crockett. I mean, built good, but it's the little things I feel like guys leave behind. I mean, like this stuff that just sits there and rattles when you're driving down the road, eventually is going to wear out and give. I mean, so when we build stuff, we make sure that everything slams and sits tight and hinges right or latches right, because that's when this thing leaves here, it's going to get tortured. I mean, that's what we build them for. I mean, we build them for the worst scenario that our customers can put them in. And so, yep, put on, yeah. Mud flaps, of course. This is a blinker light, blind side blinker light. And now we get to the cool side. Oh, and we got a 2-inch clean out right there. I forgot about those.
I like it doesn't have the ledge on the inside to rust.
Yeah, exactly. It's just flush right here, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I've seen that a lot, and that is one thing we had to change. I mean, when we first started doing it, there was a ledge, and it just defeats the purpose, right? I mean, you might as well just have it.
Or they always rust out.
Yeah, so they're flush with the floor, as you can tell, our clean outs. And we've had really good luck with them. I mean, everybody loves them. I mean, except the guys up north, they don't want them.
Yeah.
It's too cold and all that stuff, and the salts and all that. But here's the fun side. This is your dog box side, a removable dog box side, I guess you should say. I'll turn the lights on for y'all. If that helps. There you go. Yep. Kind of got to hit it in the middle. Most new stuff, dude, it's hard. You gotta drive it down the road a little bit, let everything kind of just loosen up, let the paint kind of seat where it needs to, or dry up.
This ended up being so big, you put a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
there. Shady can sleep in there.
Yeah. I've had the other guy that bought a dog box. He goes, I haven't even hauled dogs yet. I've been hauling my kids to the junior rodeo, and we put my roping dummy in there, all their fast lane and all. He sent me a Snapchat about it the other day. But so all this is all removable. There's your first one. Open the door a little bit. You're gonna need Crockett's help for this. Anyway, but so it turns into a storage room.
Built-in shelves.
Yep. And then the shelves get stored up there, and I can show you guys how those go. But that'll be for when you're not ranching and you're headed to the ranch rodeo and need to put Shady's wardrobe in here.
Yeah.
Just make sure you clean it out real good before you go and put all that in there. But pretty neat trailer, man. It was a pleasure building it and stuff like that for you. We really enjoyed it and look forward to doing more. But
Yeah, it's awesome. And it was cool. I mentioned this idea to you.
yeah,
And we sat there and talked, and my idea was not this cool. And you were like, let's just do it like this and put shelves, and then you can pull it out and put it up in the nose.
yeah.
It
So this
turned out
first,
awesome.
I was sitting in the office right there, and we were just all kind of BSing around a little bit. And Crockett used to call me. He's like, "Man, let's do that 3-foot tack box, and on this side, I'm probably gonna have a guy over here just build a cage that just sits in here, from my understanding, right? Some sort of cage that you can kind of pick out and move, and then you're good to go." And I was like, "Man, I don't know how I got started, but we just kind of got to brainstorming a little bit more, and I was like, why don't you just make some sort of shelf that turns into a dog box?" And this is what it turned into right here. So
Yeah,
that's a pretty neat idea.
I've never seen one. We got the doors inside the doors where you can access the individual dog box.
Yep.
Or open the whole thing.
And the ventilation system, I mean, my background coming from, I never used dogs to do anything like that. And I mean, especially load them up in a trailer, I didn't realize how important that was. And I mean, I think we put plenty of ventilation on here. We rubber lined everything for y'all. I mean, we just wanted to make sure it was perfect. And that top shelf, when you go back in there, could be also an additional storage too. I mean, maybe for your dog food.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so that was kind of what happened here. We just sitting around brainstorming. I think it turned out really cool. I mean, I don't think that there's any sort of flaw.
Yeah, and even like
To the-
everything's so thought. Even these little door catches here to lock the door open. I mean,
Yep.
used to all those other trailers I have a tack box.
Yep.
I carried a bungee cord around, to lock the door.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, those are pretty heavy duty. They're out of the way. I don't think you're ever going to have any sort of problem with them breaking or anything like that, especially if you do come back to West Texas where it's windy.
Yeah.
You know? One other cool thing, switching gears from the dog box, is our tire rack. It's got one pin right here, it's spring-loaded latch. All you do is you just push right here. You can sit on your tailgate of your truck and do it. Push up right there and drop her down, and it's not heavy at all. I mean, you could feel it once it kind of sways back that almost in this position, just with the weight taking it. But as far as easy, and you're always working in a tight spot when you're changing on the side of the road, there's so much room, especially with a flatbed now. There's so much room to come in here, do what you need to do, get your impact out, pull it out of that toolbox on the side, get your impact, change your tire. So we've never had any issues as far as anybody ever complaining about our our tire rack and all that good stuff. So, yep. But yes, sir. Kind of a cool trailer, a real unique size. I've never got to build a 23-foot yet, but it makes sense. You got 20 foot of horse room, of course, and you got 3 foot of tack room. And I mean, I think that's plenty of room for anything we're going to be doing. I really do. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's perfect. I want it to be
Yep.
completely different than
Yep.
anything else. That's what
Well, you said you wanted an eye catcher.
Yeah.
Here it is. The only thing we could have done different is maybe painted it yellow.
Yeah.
But No, I'm excited. It's going to look good with that white bed too. I think it really is. And then on your bed, on the D-ax, behind the D-ax where it's cut out, it's red. So that's on both trucks. So like the plate behind, right behind where the D-ax is cut out, there's a red plate right there. So it's the same red as this. That was something else I thought about.
Matter.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like between me and Dax and Case and Cash, like Case and Cash are perfectionists. Like they come from the cutting horse world, and I think that's a different world than like the rodeo world. In the rodeo world, we're like, oh, that'll work. In the cutting horse world, they're like, it's got to look good and it's got to perform good, you know. And it's like, no, that won't work. And so like we have a good mix of a team that works together. Several eyes looking at it, several eyes that have experience using products that are all here, and so it just makes it so much easier and fun. Like, I mean, it's never frustrating. Like whenever something does happen or something needs to be improved, it's like, okay, you know, we're all on the same page. Let's make a decision and do that, you know. So it all works out really good all the time, and so yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to what we're going to do in the future. We got really good support team behind us, especially with our manufacturing team and stuff. They're behind the scenes and they never get credit for it, but they do a good job, and they're always willing to innovate and always wanting to get better, and for sure always wanting to hear our new ideas and stuff like that, especially to be different than everybody else and what they're doing and stuff like that. So, and that would be the custom work. Anything that you can do with custom is going to be different. So, and we enjoy that. So if we can stay busy doing that, we're going to keep on doing that for as long as we can. So, yes, sir. It was a pleasure building it for you, buddy.
Yeah.
We appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir. It was awesome.
Yeah. Cool.